Hey guys, I'm back with another video. I was just sitting in my bed and you can see it's like still messed up because I literally got up and I was just thinking about something, and I was thinking about, life experience and how a mindset change in a day, and how I was gonna decide to do with this year is opened up a whole new world of thoughts and things that I've never really thought about. I was just thinking about something. I was watching, like, Future just dropped a hour-long documentary about the last 7 years of his life. He drops his new album next year. I can't fucking wait. But sitting there, I was just reminiscing on the last 11 days, of this year. And I was thinking about something that happened yesterday, today, and also when I decided to change my major. And I just felt like I had to share it. I put it on my Instagram story. I was writing and I'm like, dude, this is amazing. This is really profound. This is something that I don't know if I'm the late one in this, but this is when I found out. So when I find things out, I'll let everyone else that I know find things out, because I feel like it's your duty as a person who pursues knowledge and learns new things to help everyone else around you learn new things also. It was just an idea about what life is, what exactly it means, and what you're doing when you live life day to day. I pride myself on being a person who loves conversation. I love talking to people. I love discussing things with people. I love arguing with people. I love doing that. And it's not arguing in the sense of like being angry, but having a genuine, meaningful discussion with somebody that they can come out of and say, hey, this was fun to do. I was trying to think about it and I was just like, man, like, what is this? What is life exactly? I think I found out what it means to me, particularly like how to say it for it to make sense to me. There's this song by Uno the Activist on his last mixtape called Spoken in Tongue. And that phrase, like, it was just stuck in my head. Like, I love the song. The song is amazing, by the way. If the song wasn't good, I wouldn't even care about what it was saying on the title. But the title, it stuck to me. Like, something about it just kind of like resonated with me. Like, even if you listen to the song, it feels like he's speaking, but the song itself is speaking to you too. And I was just like, yo, this song is amazing. And so Spoken in Tongue is in my head. Spoken in tongue, spoken in tongue, spoken in tongue. And I'm just like, what does this mean? Why does this resonate with me, right? And then also been thinking about, how I've been trying to pay attention to the things around me, have a positive outlook on the things that happen, instead of, having my usual cynical interpretation of something. It's just like, hey, maybe it's something positive. You never know, right? And thinking about it, I was just like, spoken in tongue, spoken in tongue, spoken in tongue. And a big problem I've always had with, whether it's God, religion, or anything like of the sort is like, how do you know that something is speaking to you? Like, how do you know that it's telling you something? And literally, like, as I'm thinking about that, this thought pops in my head. The language of God is not spoken in tongue. And that resonated again. It was just like, boom, like, makes sense. Oh my God, like, everything in my mind and in my body is like, yes, you're getting close to something. And I'm like, dude, like, that sounds awesome. The language of God is not spoken in tongue. And it's like God doesn't come down in a message and speak to you. Like, it's not a thing like that. It's kind of more like things happen. And then after that, you see the things that happen and you adjust accordingly. So then if the language of God is not spoken in tongue, how does he communicate with you? The language of God is spoken through experience. The things that happen to you, right? And we all know this. Things happen to you and you say it's God, right? But then it asks the other question, how do you speak to God then? And then it goes back to the last thing. The language of God is not spoken in tongue. It's not spoken through experience. So when you're talking to somebody, right? How do you elicit a reaction? College word. Elicit. Elicit means to bring forth. So now that you're not confused, you know what that word means.
But if you were smart, you would use context clues.
You say something. How do you provoke an experience? You act. Action. So then another profound thought, you can see it on my Instagram live, I wrote it down. It literally says, the language of God is not spoken in tongue, it's spoken in experience. The way you speak to God is through action, and his response and his rebuttal to what you're doing is your experience. So when you're having a conversation with God, it's this constant action and experience that's going on. And then it clicked in my head again. All life is just one long conversation with God. until it's time for you to go and the conversation is over. And based on his conversation with you, he deems you worthy, and whether or not you go to heaven or hell, if heaven or hell even exists. It was just something that I felt like I had to share, something that I had to speak about and talk about, because it's so cool to think about life like that. It's just a conversation. Your actions mean something after that. Your actions mean something after that. Everything you do means something. And I'm editing now, and I'm thinking about it. I'm we teach kids how to speak when they're young, right? But we don't teach them all of English, because we don't even know all of English. We're learning English or whatever language you speak as we're going. We're literally learning as we speak. I just taught you the word illicit. We're learning how to speak every day, and even with life now, we're learning how to act every day. So we teach children how to speak to each other, and we also teach children in our own ways how to speak to God. And sometimes your language is broken, or you don't know how to say things right because of the way that you act or the way that you say things, but that's all it is. It's just a conversation. So I think if you look at life like that, I think if you put good intentions into the words you say, even though sometimes you might get the wrong reaction, people will understand and forgive you for having the right intention. You can use that same method for an action and for your life. You don't always know all of the words, but you always know the general feeling of what you're trying to portray. And as you get older, you just get better and better at portraying that feeling to God. You're saying something to God when you do something. So I wanted to share that so that everyone can look at life, or at least see it sort of in the way that I see it. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.